Hello and welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane. I'm your host, Ryan Meza, and I am extremely excited for my guest here today. I am joined with Jason Goss from YaYa Brewing Company. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jason.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm super excited. I've been wanting you guys to come on the show for a really long time now.
Oh, man. If I only would have known, I would have been here earlier.
Right? Seriously. Big fan. And you guys are pretty new to the Spokane area, starting your brewing company.
Yep.
And you guys have such an incredible story that I want to touch base on.
you.
But I know that you guys had this whole idea over at a piano bar in
Yeah.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me how that idea sparked in a piano bar?
Sure. So we were visiting pre-COVID in 2014, back when travel was acceptable. Our parents, my brother and I have the brewery, and we were in Tennessee, which is visiting our parents, which is where they lived at the time. And we decided to go out for a night of drinking, as one does. And I was living in Maine at the time. Chris was in Washington State. And we had been shipping beers back and forth throughout this entire time. And I was taking beers to my friends, and we were, drinking those beers, and I always got really good feedback. And I trusted these friends because, if it was trash beer, they would have definitely told me. And
exactly.
quite frankly, I would have appreciated it. But we were in Clarksville, Tennessee, at a piano bar, and I was like, "Look, man, let's do it. Now's the time to do it." So we took a shot, and that was really when we decided to move forward with the actual process of opening a brewery. It took, roughly 2 to 3 years to actually get it moving forward in a really substantial way. But Chris has been homebrewing for 10 years, prior to that. So he's been in the homebrew industry for a long time prior to that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know. So Chris is the brewmaster, and you're
Right.
more of the logistical side of the company as well.
Yeah.
And I know something that, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but just like the name behind YaYa Brewing Company, your sister, Laura, passed away back in 2014.
She did, yeah.
And you guys kind of just named it after her and kind of that whole thing. So can you just
We did.
tell me the meaning behind the name of YaYa Brewing Company?
Of course, yeah. So my sister, Laura, so it goes me, I'm the youngest. Laura was 16 months older than me, and then Chris is 6 years older than I am. So we had a little bit of a range of ages, but when I was much younger, I could not pronounce the name Laura. I could only somehow get out YaYa. And so it was just kind of a funny nickname that stuck with her throughout her entire life.
Yeah.
We always called her YaYa at family gatherings, which we now know it means grandmother in a lot of different languages, which is hilarious.
Wow.
Because to some people, we are grandmother's brewing company. But yeah, so when we were at that piano bar in Clarksville, that was the easiest decision we made. I mean, we made that decision that night. It was YaYa Brewing Company, and which is really, this was always an homage to Laura. She, Angel IPA is our flagship West Coast IPA.
Yeah.
And Chris has had this recipe for, I don't know, 5 to 6 years prior to that meeting in 2014, and it was always Laura's favorite beer to drink, and it was her favorite style in general. So Angel IPA is named after her now, and basically everything we do with the brewery is to make her proud, and it keeps us going.
Yeah, definitely.
Keeps us going on a daily basis.
Yeah, definitely. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. You kind of made me tear up.
It's really hard to get through that without tearing up a little bit.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Of course,
us.
thanks for asking. Yeah.
That's such a big part of your story, and I feel like that's definitely something that people need to hear, and it's beautiful as well. And especially with the Angel IPA, it's like your staple at YaYa Brewing Company, and I know you guys are doing great things with every purchase of the Angel IPA.
Yeah.
So could you tell me a little bit more about
Sure.
that?
So Laura, before she passed away, she was a month away from graduating law school, and she spent a lot of her free time. She's always been very community oriented, always had been, and so she had spent a lot of her, law school years doing pro bono work for people that couldn't afford to get themselves through the legal system, and that was always a huge priority of hers. And so, and even before that, she spent a lot of time at Big Brothers Big Sisters and Second Harvest Food Bank up here in Spokane. She was going to law school in Virginia.
Yeah.
And so, my brother and I, it was always, we wanted to make beer and good beer at that, but we always wanted to again, pay homage to
Yeah.
our sister. So with her being so community oriented and devoting a lot of her money and free time to those in her relative community that couldn't necessarily fend for themselves, we decided to start the Angel Wings program, which a certain percentage of each tasting room purchase of Angel IPA goes into a fund, and then from there we donate it to local causes in Laura's name.
That's awesome.
And it's always in our. It was written into our business plan, and it's not just Angel IPA that we donate from. We'll help out causes whenever we can.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we make beer, but we also want to be a steward in the community.
Exactly, and you guys have been. You've only been around for a short amount of time. You're already making such a big difference here in Spokane.
Man, I appreciate
and I'm sure
that.
Laura would be very proud of you guys as well.
Thank you.
Not to mention, just during this time of COVID, you guys at YaYa Brewing Company have partnered with so many other organizations and foundations. You raised like over $2,000 with other companies. Can you just tell me what you guys have been doing during this time to make such a difference there?
So we've continued the Angel Wings program. We've been able to donate to Path of Hope, which is an animal rescue. We've been able to donate to Big Table. Right when the shutdown hit, Big Table is doing really good work here in Spokane. They support hospitality industry people. So without even knowing it, they were set up perfectly in the perfect situation for the Spokane community. So we were able to donate, one of our quarterly Angel Wings earnings to Big Table. We partnered with Whistlepunk Brewing Company and Lumberbeard Brewing. Both are located downtown Spokane, and they do excellent work. We were able to partner with them to make the Black is Beautiful beer.
Okay, nice.
All 100% of proceeds from that beer will go towards fighting social injustices and racial inequalities. The funds will go to organizations that prioritize that kind of thing. So we'll hopefully, we don't have quite a final number on that, but it'll be a pretty significant one. And that's in collaboration with all three breweries. So it's not just us on that one, but we're happy to, get together with other local breweries and do what we can for the community.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. I had no clue that you guys were doing that. That's really cool. Thanks. And a great thing you're doing right now, especially during this time. I feel like it's very needed. Everyone needs that kind of hope. And
it feels really good. And it for us personally, right? But it's good too, because people, it's really a testament to the community and the consumer, the consumers in the community that come in and purchase it. We make the beer, and we made this particular beer with other breweries. But the customer still has to come in and purchase it, and so it's really just a pass through. It's their donation. We're just happy to be a part of such a welcoming and amazing community.
And provide the opportunity for people.
Sure.
Did you ever imagine starting this brewing company and it having the impact on the community that you're having already?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I think it was always a dream to own a business, from a long time ago. It makes it even better that we get to make beer and call it a living. I mean, it's pretty surreal. But I think, in considering the circumstances of how YaYa Brewing came about, it was always, a goal of ours to be able to donate as much money as we possibly could. Quite frankly, I mean, you're only as good as the community in which you reside. And I think the Spokane community is really showing out, particularly in these ridiculously tough times for a lot of people. They're really, making the Spokane community what we thought it was.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Now we can talk about the beer, but you're also doing other great things within the beer. So you guys have just created such great traction with your beer in Spokane and already having like a lot of kegs in restaurants and having cans in other areas of Spokane. But especially right now, you guys are kind of not allowed to have people inside your brewing tasting room, but you guys are doing weekly Zoom tastings. Is that what I hear?
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
How's that going?
It's actually a lot of fun. It was my wife's idea.
Cool.
It really kind of just gives us something to do on a Friday. So each week we partner with a different brewery in Spokane. We've only done it 2 weeks now. We're on the third week. So the first week was with Lumberbeard. The second week was with Whistlepunk. And then this current week, this Friday, we'll do a Zoom tasting with Bellwether Brewing out on North Monroe.
Yeah, nice.
Really, really good people. But what we do is we put together a mixed 4-pack. So 2 beers from our brewery and 2 beers from, the guest brewery. Mm-hmm. And if you come in and buy a mixed 4-pack and you are interested in the Zoom tasting, you just give us an email, and I'll email you every, whatever particular Friday you decide to do it. I'll email you with all the Zoom log-on information, and you just show up at 6 p.m., you log on. We'll be there. We drink the beers. We go over sensory about the beers, how the beer is made, what ingredients are in it. And honestly, we just have really fun banter back and forth.
Sure.
Last week with Whistlepunk was, a lot of fun. We were all in different locations, so it was super COVID conscious.
Yeah, exactly.
And this week I think I've been talking with David Bellwether. I think we'll be at his brewery on the same Zoom computer, drinking the beer. So it's just really fun.
Yeah,
honestly,
cool.
it's really just a good excuse to engage with the customer, and get out and make friends with local breweries,
and
which is what the brewing community is all about.
Yeah, exactly. That's such an innovative idea too.
Thanks.
I feel like not many people are doing that.
Yeah, my wife brought it up, and I was like, man, that is a really good idea. So I can't take any credit for it.
Okay, I'll give it to her.
Yeah, but Emily,
Emily, great idea. Great idea, Emily. Awesome. And you guys are also doing home deliveries and to-go pickups right now. I feel like a lot of people aren't doing many home deliveries with beer.
Yeah.
How has that process been, and what's the feedback you guys are getting?
Feedback's been great. So it's honestly an incredibly streamlined process. The first shutdown, I forget the day, but I want to say it was like March 15th. Mm-hmm. We were approved and set up for home deliveries on March 16th.
Okay.
So
nice.
I have to give credit to our state liquor board. They were really, really efficient in turning around, giving us approval to do that. Mm-hmm. They were on their toes for sure. We got our website set up, and there are obviously some kinks to work out at the beginning, because we didn't know what we were doing.
Never been done.
So it's been really fun. I mean, and again, it gives, because I'll be the one to deliver it to your door. I mean, it's either going to be me or Chris. Most of the time it's me because Chris is brewing, but Chris was doing it last week. Yeah. So it's going to be one or the other. It gives us something to do. It's really fun when we're not doing other administrative or brewing work. It's really fun to get out and
meet the people.
Yeah, exactly. Like our customers would always come into our house, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
It's fun to get out and see them in their environment.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we were the first brewery to do it in Spokane, and so we've had a lot of conversation with other breweries, and how to set up logistically how to do that. And it's just been, it's been a lot of fun.
Such a fun process.
It's been really fun.
And I love that you and Chris, it's either or, are going to be the ones delivering.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
It's going to be Chris or I, and it's mainly me out doing it because Chris is working back of house in the production area. He's got something to do every day in the production area. Sure. And I'm out doing deliveries or whatever around Spokane anyway. So
are the deliveries and pickups, are they in growlers or are they in cans? How do the consumers get the beer?
So it was very serendipitous. Back in February, we had our first canning run.
Okay.
This was before the shutdown, but it set us up perfectly for this situation.
Yeah.
But we do have 32 ounce and 64 ounce growlers. We'll deliver anything that we have. We can even, I think we can even deliver bottles of wine. I probably shouldn't have said that because I'm not entirely sure, but I'm fairly positive we can.
You didn't hear that here.
Yeah. No, I'm fairly positive we're set up for that. Anyway, we'll do, 4-packs, mixed 4-packs. We have 4 different beers available right now in cans individually, or a mixed 4-pack of one of each beer.
Gotcha.
Or the Zoom mixed 4-pack, 2 of our beers and then 2 of the guest breweries beers. We'll deliver it to you. We can do growlers of anything on tap, including the Trailbreaker cider that we always have on tap. Mm-hmm. And it rotates, so if you check the website, it'll be on there.
Yeah, definitely.
But
super cool.
We'll deliver whatever you need.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I love that you guys are doing that.
You deliver. If you put in your order on the website by noon, you'll get it the same day. If not, it'll be the next delivery day.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. And even before, pre-COVID, maybe after COVID, what's that whole, I just love your setup in YaYa Brewing Company.
Thanks.
It's just such a cool And you kind of mentioned it's kind of like that Portland, Maine, like kind of feel that you kind of grew up in.
Yeah.
What's that whole experience like for a consumer walking through that door?
Well, we hope it's something different than there's a lot of good breweries in Spokane, but we hope our tasting room isn't just a cookie cutter tasting room. I mean, you drive. First of all, you got to be out in the valley.
Yeah.
It's quite a ways. I live in Spokane. It's 15-20 minute drive for me. But you walk in and you're driving into this industrial complex. But then you walk in and you see the tile and the big concrete bar and the wooden tables. All of that. The wooden tables were custom made for us by a local guy. Our tasting room.
Like, look at that. That's so awesome, that picture.
Yeah. So we
sorry to cut you off, but I was just
you're
in
good.
awe.
We the tables were made for us. We hired a local designer. Her name is Erin Haskell Gord.
Okay.
And she is owner and proprietor of Design for the People, and so she does a lot of really good interior design, both commercially and residentially, for the people here in Spokane.
Yeah.
She
that's awesome.
My brother and I are not very creative people. Let's say, like, he can design a beer recipe with the best of them, but when it comes to interior design, that's not really in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So we were lucky that Erin helped us out very much so along the way.
Exactly. Wow, I love it, and I love what you guys are doing here in Spokane, and I wish you guys the best of luck going forward.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for joining me today. That's all the time we have today on the Pulse of Spokane. I'm your host, Ryan Meza. Have a great day.
Well, this is Bloomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate, but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
Welcome to Apex Plaza, Spokane's one-stop cannabis destination. Apex Cannabis features thousands of economy, value, and luxury cannabis products. Cannagear features hemp-based CBD products, glass, goods, and gear. Stop by 1325 North Division to experience the Apex difference.
This product has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risk associated with the consumption of this product. For use only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.